the impact of the war on European countries as well is quite a lot. Iran war has dealt new blow to Europe's industrial heartland. The war has rammed up energy costs for European companies. Supplies of key raw materials have also been hit by the conflict. The latest blow comes, of course, after the COVID and Ukraine war and US tariffs aftermaths, as companies now cut costs and put investment on hold. Mr. Sharma, I want to come to you here now. How do you compare the European situation to what we have in India right now? Europe is taking a huge impact due to the crisis, and of course coupled with the fact of Trump's previous tariffs on Europe, along with his threats to acquire Greenland and the previous aftermath of COVID that it's still dealing with. India seems to be in a much better place. What's your assessment?
As far as India is concerned, we are, keeping our fingers crossed. We have a very cautious approach, a very, meticulous approach, I would say. And then, as far as the European Union is concerned, the NATO members are concerned, the 32 nations, and let's not forget Organization of Islamic Countries, 57 nations. So they are all, they are being fence-sitters, barring the exceptions of the Gulf nations where military installations of US have been installed. So they are all, being fence-sitters. They are watching how this conflict is panning out, how these escalations are rising every hour, every day. But then let us not forget that, as we need to be bothered about India's interest first. Then second comes the humanitarian aspect, how we need to accept the challenge and be good Samaritans. India has emerged as a donor nation. They're gone are the days when we used to be seekers. Now we have been providers, and we emerge as the donor nations during the COVID outbreak. So this situation also is, there is an uphill task up our sleeves, because we need to brace up to the occasion, the challenge. And then, as I said initially, that, military economy and how we can, increase our defense budget, they will be the key factors. Because, as far as China is concerned, they are looking at their own interest. America talks about making America great again. But then we need to look at India's interest, the domestic players here. And what was the reason of imposing hefty tariffs on the different countries by the US, Donald Trump? So they wanted to protect the interest of their domestic players, the manufacturers. So India needs to be focusing on all their ambitious initiatives, Make in India, Skill India, Digital India, Grow in India. I would add another element to it, Grow in India. All these cash-rich crops need to be encouraged, and we need to think out of the box, be very innovative, make the optimum use of all the technology, because this is, India's moment. And one very critical aspect, which I want to bring to this discussion is, when during the COVID outbreak, a thought went into the direction whether it was some sort of a biological warfare, because we usually talk about nuclear warfare, the nuke weapons. But then a thought came to everyone's mind that whether it was some sort of a biological warfare wherein China wanted to establish its supremacy. So I would stick my neck out to say that if these escalations continue and there is no ceasefire, then it would be, not wrong, not erroneous to say that exit US, enter the dragon. Because then China would have an unassailable edge over other nations. So that will not augur well, as far as India's interest is